this climate is a very crazy climate, man.
I trust our government.
Right.
I trust our government officials that they won't disrespect the Constitution like
However,
that. Right?
Yeah, the behavior that we have seen from Donald Jamal Trump in these last 4 years, especially here at this last moment.
That's how I take. I've always considered this coronavirus similar to a STD,
Okay.
and the fact of how
Definitely, okay, that's the hot take. Okay. Bro, that gets me every time.
It gets me every time.
Yo, Wade, what's up, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Like, you know what? I need a Joe Pesci in my life. I need to be like the Republicans, right? who won't give up. I need that fight, man.
Yeah,
That is what I need in my. They are the Joe Pesci's. So shout out to them Democrats. Take word from what the Republicans are doing. Just be the Joe Pesci in Casino or Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Just be that guy in everything that you do.
Wait, let me welcome the people. Man, I ain't even welcome. Man, I'm just ready to get into it. Hey, y'all, what's up? Welcome to Be the People. I am Lawrence W. Sanders Jr. It's the homie Laway riding shotgun. And we got Chef Shahana back at the controls, holding the Gators down, sipping at the pip cup.
The bar maker.
Right.
Bar,
her diplomatic and all her duties. If y'all just joining us, thank you. We appreciate it. Love doing this every week. It's so much fun. We get to talk, chop it up, and educate. If you on the road, please be safe. Keep your eyes on the road, your hands on the steering wheel. But if you riding with us, shoot some comments. Let us know you here. We'll give you a shout out. Hopefully, if we not too deep into some conversation. But yeah, this is crazy. This is hilarious. This is funny, man. We just talking about the take about the coronavirus being like a STD.
Right, from the intro.
Yo, that never gets old, man. That never gets old.
Because it's the truth, man. It's the truth. Wear your protection, you'll be all right.
Yo, so yeah, I mean, we could talk about that a little bit. Just, I mean, it's crazy how a lot of people are not wearing masks, man, and the numbers are going up. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to talk about Chef Shahana, what's up? Were you able to check out the debate, the Senate runoff, the debates that was happening in Georgia?
Yes,
so what you think about it, man?
Man, look. Man, look. I'm about to write you an email.
Go ahead and clock out, bro. Don't worry.
Right, I'm going to clock out.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
So we have here, as I said, the bar maker, Chef Shahana, boy.
Right.
But yeah, so you have the two Republican incumbents, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have them. You have the young lady, Kelly Loeffler. I cannot pronounce her name. I just got on that. Loeffler, right? Yes.
Loeffler Warren. Yeah.
Loeffler. I didn't want to call her Miss Kelly because, you know, I say for the. But anyway, so this young lady is a businesswoman, right? She's the co-owner of the Atlanta Dreams WNBA team from 2011.
Yes.
Right. So, excuse me. She and her opponent Warnock, they both said that they grew up through the American values. Like she said, that she waitressed throughout college and she had to do whatever she had to do. She lived the American dream.
Right. How much of that did you believe though? Like I heard her say that, and it was kind of like.
I mean, she wasn't. I believed it, right? I'm stumbling because I'm like, somebody can't lie on their past like that. Of course they could expand on it, but I'm hoping that she didn't lie on her past. I'm just going with real, just. I'm real neutral
of bootstrap stories, bro. Like
I hear you, man.
Bootstrap stories, like, I'm very skeptical. I mean, and I'm not saying she's lying, but I'm just kind of like I'm listening to her, so I'm kind of like,
But she grew up on a farm. She waitressed. I mean, she did go to a good school, so it was possible. We don't know. I mean, let's be honest though. She could have waitressed for a day and called that waitressing.
Right, I waitressed.
Right, I waitressed. Right, so I mean. I grew up hard. I grew up in a hard life. What was a hard life? Right. I didn't get my financial aid on time. Like
right. Like hard is relative, right? That's what I'm saying.
Right. That's what's relative.
Right.
So like with Warnock, right? So he had 11 siblings. He also, I'm sorry, let's give him the respect. Let's put some respect on that man's name. That's
Right.
Dr. Warnock.
That is doctor,
He has a
absolutely.
PhD. Let's put
That
some
is
respect on
something
that
that
man's name.
pissed me off during that debate because he was
Right.
not addressed as such, man.
I'm like, bro, you went through all that education. You ain't even gonna refer, man. If you don't get your for so even still, he grew up with 11 siblings, and I don't know
Right.
if people noticed, he actually became the pastor where Dr. Martin Luther King
King,
was.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm like, this man, okay, so just on a loan, and he's fighting for affordable health care. He's
Yes.
fighting, he basically he said he's fighting for the people.
Yeah.
He's being the
Yeah.
people's champion type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I believe him growing up from from the
See, I
bottom
see,
to
I
the top.
can believe his
Right, from the
listen,
bottom to the
like,
top.
I can believe
Like,
his bootstrap story, bro, because
right,
that's our experience.
correct. Right. And the man went to an HBCU shot out there too, right?
Right.
Morehouse College,
Yep.
right?
Yes, sir.
So so nonetheless, right? I'm like, okay, I hear that, and I hear you fighting for the people, and I want you to fight for the people. And she has that, and I was trying not to go here, but did her people on the Atlanta Dream, they kind of boycotted it, right? They had like t-shirts or something like that that
Mhm.
said that went
Right.
against her.
Right,
So I was trying not to sway the people's minds. I want the people to actually make a decision themselves.
right.
But I just want them to understand exactly who is it they listening to,
Right, right, right,
right?
right, right,
So
right.
you listening to a businesswoman versus a man who earned his way through. I mean, I'm not saying she didn't live a rough life, but compared to
Right,
what he talked
right, right,
about,
right, right, right.
rough is rough ain't relative there.
Right, I mean, I like, bro, that should so be your shirt, bro. Rough ain't relative. Because the struggles are different, like,
Correct.
and we know that because especially how we look at certain things, especially as Black people, we
Mhm.
look at things from a historical perspective. We never look at like things in this moment. So we have a history of what our struggle looks like. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like our struggle has always looked different than white people's struggle.
Mhm.
Even when white people were divided among white people, like it's still different than the Black struggle because
Mhm.
again, they could walk into a restaurant in the front door, regardless whether you were what you referred to as a cracker or redneck or you were rich and wealthy, y'all could still walk in the front door. For us,
Absolutely.
regardless of how much money we had, you still had to go to the back, man. Like you still
Right.
had to run to the back. So the
Right. Like you
struggle is relative, man.
this and nonetheless, right? He's also facing a challenge that I'm not putting in comparison to I'm sorry, Vice President elect Kamala Harris
Right.
is going against, but he is a black male going against a blonde white female.
And okay, that's the
And so
second part. Yes, sir.
he can't come reckless. She
Right.
can come reckless
Yes.
because that's what we've been accustomed
Yes.
to. But he
Yes.
has to come humble and play his role and play
Right.
his part and say, "Hey,
Right.
you should be gracious. You should
Yes.
be ingratiating us that we allowed you on this
Right.
stage."
We even gave you the opportunity, Negro.
Right,
Yeah, right. Yeah, man.
right.
Yeah, man.
So he has to come in such a, let's say this, an Obama type of way,
Yes.
a former First Lady Michelle Obama type of way. When
Right.
they go low, we go high.
Right.
That's where
Right.
he
Right.
has to come with it.
Right.
Right. He has
Right.
to come with he has to come with facts. And I understand that they're trying to attack him for passive
Of
tweets
course.
or past comments that he said, but he has to find a way to be cordial and go around it. Be like, yeah, I understood that I said that, but this is how it is. Right.
Right. Right.
So it's crazy.
Man,
You
and it's man, and here's the thing that bothers me, especially about that, because that's
yeah.
something else that I wanted to talk about.
Yep.
It's like you have the contrast of kind of symbolism here in America. You have a white woman
Mhm.
against a black man.
Yeah, it's like
And
a
in this contrast, though, it's like she can kind of be out here, like you said, willy-nilly, she can, do whatever, but it's almost like, the talk. Like my dad gave me the talk. He was like, if you want to be successful, you got to work twice as hard and be twice as smart in
mhm,
order to be successful. And that's what we see here. It's kind of like this dude is a doctor, like he has
mhm,
all these achievements, yet he's still equal in
mhm.
some right to
In
this
the
to
eyes
this
of people.
lady. Yes, man, that's crazy. That is crazy to me, but that's America,
That
right?
is the America that we've accepted, right?
Right, right,
Or I'm
right,
not
right.
going to say, by the time we're in the grave, we're living comfortably, right? The America may change to a better holistic equality, whatever that looks like.
Right.
And also, but not to be outdone. There's also David Perdue and John Ossoff,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Yep.
they were kind of talking more of the same things with each other. It was basically who's doing better for America, who would do better for America.
Right.
But what I also found between them two, right? I'm sorry, going to the Republicans, Kelly and Dave, right? And Dave Perdue is the incumbent. For
Right.
those that didn't know,
Right. Right.
um, they so President Trump, uh, he went to Valdestia, Georgia. He went to Georgia, right? Did one of his pat me on the back therapy sessions, and called a
Oh,
rally.
it's gonna be okay,
Called
Donald
a
Jamal.
right, just talking. He only gave them equivalent to 90 seconds to talk.
Yeah.
How important is that? Right? He doesn't care. So
Right.
I want y'all just to kind of go and see them facts. He gave them 90 seconds total.
Right.
This is important for the Republican Party.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Total.
And
He
right.
gave
All
them
together.
90 seconds to
Absolutely.
talk. But he
Right.
spoke for like an hour and a
Hour and a
half
half.
about
Right.
I don't know what. But so I mean, I don't mean to correlate I don't mean to correlate Donald Trump. I was about to say doctor. I don't mean to
Oh,
correlate Donald. Right, exactly. I rebuke them words. Uh,
yes. Do it now, Jesus.
right. Uh, but more so, it is like this is for y'all that want to vote Republican. Vote. I mean, vote whatever you want to vote. But I
Mhm.
just want to see how they move in a room full of vultures. They're
Yes.
the biggest vulture there, and they can't even move around this man.
They can't do it.
So, what you think they're gonna do when if they get into the Senate seat? They're going okay.
Yeah,
I
right. They're gonna
mean,
fold. They're gonna
okay.
fold, man. I know this for a fact. Let me ask you this.
Go
So
ahead.
I saw a few times how do you are we Loeffler? Loeffler?
Loeffler.
Loeffler? So
Kelly L.
Kelly L. That's what we're gonna call her here on Be the People. Kelly L. Kelly L. So another thing that I found interesting during this debate was how she was asked multiple times about the election.
Mhm.
And did she feel like did Donald Trump win the election fair and square? And how she danced around it and she never answered the question.
Dude, that told me all I needed to
They
know
tell me
of. Look, he lost. I can't
right,
say it. For the art of the Republican Party. I
right.
can't say that he lost. But my man lost. I don't
Right.
even know why he's still here. Can we just talk about something? It's like I
Listen,
don't know.
man.
It's you kind of feel you don't feel sorry, but you're empathetic to the people
Yeah.
in those ways who get asked a question, right? It's
I
just
guess
like
right. They get trapped in the necessarily trapped in the corner. I was about to say trapped in the closet. Oh.
which chapter? Put your lanes of lanes
right,
with
right,
fire in my
right,
eye.
right. But like the fact that she couldn't, I feel like she couldn't answer that question directly because there would be possible recourse.
Mhm.
To what she said publicly. She said, what did she say? She said Trump has every right to legal recourse. Such a
Which
diplomatic answer, but it's to me, I feel like it's either yes or no. Do
it
you feel like he won, or do you feel like he did not?
so it's a yes or no in the barbershop.
Right,
when
right,
you
right, right,
got your when you got your job out there, you like
right. Like you find diplomacy
yeah.
some kind of
Right.
way.
You find that diplomacy. They
Right,
they come
absolutely.
they find that diplomacy.
Right,
They talk it. And plus remember he got them supporters, right?
right,
And I don't know
right.
who I heard say this, right? So I want to give credit where credit was due, but they said that they are actually afraid that he's going to take that support. Like he can go and run for the Democratic Party in 2024. He can
Mhm.
run as a Green Party. He can run a Kanye's birthday party and still take that supporter.
Kanye's
And
birthday party.
right,
Right,
and they's going and they would follow him.
right,
Right. And that's what they're losing. They're losing all of that support. So
right.
they kind of have to dance along with them, even though they don't want to.
They don't want to.
They
Right,
they may you may turn off the cameras, they may be like, oh, this dude is so repulsive.
right.
But when the cameras are on, they gotta talk it. But
Action. Right,
right. But nonetheless, I want people to see this is who y'all voting for. If they can't even stand up for this guy because
right,
they're worried about people moving along, they're not gonna fight for you
right. When it's time, and I feel
when
like
it's time.
this is
They
a
not gonna
time
have
that
your
they
best
need
card.
somebody to fight for them, man. Like they need somebody that is going to fight, especially if there's change
Mhm.
that they're wanting to see. Case in point, kind of I'm gonna say the main focal point. Excellent segue, sir. Um, weed is almost like all the way legal.
Just went right
talking
there, right?
right,
Just went
talking
right there.
about fighting.
Just went right there.
Yeah, like
It
listen,
is
I mean, we talking about fighting and getting stuff done. Like,
look. All right, so we talk about we try to segregate Republicans and Democrats all the time, right?
yes.
So here's the fact: around these party lines, 222 Democrats, 5 Republicans,
Mhm.
Republican John M. Bush, a Libertarian, all voted in support of that
They
of the
said
weed
yes.
bill, right?
Yes.
While 158 Republicans and 6 Democrats voted against it.
Right.
So to the Republicans, for those who are happy that the decriminalization of marijuana bill was passed, here's the Republicans that said it. Shout out to Florida, right?
Right.
Right. Shout out to
Leading
two
the
reps of
way.
Florida, right?
Right. Of all
Calif-
states.
Correct. California, Virginia, and Alaska. Those Republicans said yes. To
Right.
those Democrats, let's see here. We got Illinois, Texas, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Minnesota all said no.
That doesn't
So
surprise me.
right, it doesn't surprise me, but I want y'all to think. So it's not a So this is not a Democratic versus Republican show. This is a fact.
Factual.
This is for you, the
Right.
people.
Right.
We give it to you. How the
Right.
band say? We give it to you, the people.
So okay, so now to explain, so what specifically happened, it was called the MORE Act, right? The MORE
Yeah.
Act, and so the details of it, basically, the MORE Act, it would remove. Hold on, I got it somewhere. The remove marijuana from the Controlled Substances Act and
Mhm.
eliminate criminal penalties for individuals who manufacture,
Mhm.
distribute, or possess marijuana. It also includes creating a process to remove prior convictions known as expungement and conduct sentencing review hearings for cannabis offenses. So, in a nutshell, what this means is that if it eliminates criminal penalties for people who manufacture, distribute, and possess marijuana.
Manufactured.
Whoa.
So the word manufactured is what got me. So you talking about like
Right.
if I
If
grow it
I'm
or
growing
if
marijuana,
I'm making it in my lab? Like what are
so
we talking about here?
and the question that I asked is like, are we talking about synthetic weed or like what kind of weed are we
Right.
talking about? You know,
So
like
can I make like weed brownies and have a supply chain and push those all throughout the country?
as a
Like
small entrepreneur through Amazon, I don't
right.
know, bro.
Can
Like,
I do that? Like what is going on? Like
right.
so see the thing here that so this is where we may disagree. It was the expungement part, right? And believe
Ah,
me, I
mhm.
had I had people that's been in prison based off of that. I hate
Mhm.
when people do that, right? They kind of give you that soft story before they kind of hit you with the hardest. But let me just be honest with you, right?
Like,
It
what
was
really happened, bro? Like,
right. It was against the law at the time, right? Like, so
right.
for example, if I got my first driving ticket going 85 and a 65, right? So
Mhm.
therefore, if they ever said, all right, well, we're gonna increase the speed limit to 90, right? Do I expect to get my money back and my points put on my card? I mean, my
Mm,
expectation is a
got
yes,
you.
but is it gonna happen? Nah.
No,
So that's
no.
where I'm just like, if it happens, I'm happy for him, but I'm
Mhm.
not raising the flag of no, it don't need to happen. I just said that's just my belief. I mean, go ahead. I'm not gonna hate on him. Go
Right,
ahead,
right, right, right,
if you get out of prison, get out of prison.
right.
Right.
So
But I'm
so
just
here's
saying,
and you're absolutely right. So here's where we kind of like split at the fork in the road.
mhm,
I think because prison industry has benefited so much from small like possession of marijuana, and I also look at it from a perspective of this: cigarettes are totally legal, but they have a higher death rate across the board. And I know marijuana has its things to it from the perspective of how it's trafficked, um a lot of like cartel ties, how it gets here, who grows it, all
right.
this other stuff. But the fact that a lot of these laws, in my opinion, were created to incarcerate us because it's affected us, and I do mean us as African Americans. It's
Mhm,
affected us more across the board than anything. And the fact that people were locked up for literally small charges. I mean, people who were on their third strike and they got caught with, a joint. Like,
right.
they got caught smoking weed, and it's like, okay, well, you got to go to prison for 20 years. Wait, what?
Right. Correct.
Yeah, like you got to go.
Correct.
And it's that part that I okay, yeah, if you go to jail for a year, that's cool. Year and a
Right.
half, 2 years, cool. But there are people who have 25, 30 year sentences for weed, bro. That's now legal. It's like, oh, it was really not that bad. Like, no, it's cool now. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Like the like the like the increase on weed. So there was a story that so just follow me on this one. There's a story that Michael Vick had told, right?
Oh yeah.
Same Michael Vick that said he got his 2 years, the end part of his years, like another year or so, is
Mhm.
because he smoked weed and they did the drug test on him.
Like,
Right. Because he was stressed out before. So I'm
right.
like, they added another year, the same amount for the for
Right.
the
He
for
killed
the
some dogs.
right. And they added another year. The same, so a dog's life is higher than a black person's life.
Who smokes
And
weed?
who smokes weed? Okay, cool. I got you. America. I got you. I love you. I love you,
Yeah,
America.
it's crazy, bro.
It
And
is.
and that's the biggest beef. Like that is the biggest issue that I have with it because again, this has affected us the most thanks to Hillary and Bill back in. That's a whole nother. That's a whole
That's
nother.
a whole. I
Yeah,
mean, if we want to get there, Joe was a part of that
Joe
too.
was
But
in the
Joe
camp.
did
If we'll be
Joe did
honest, again,
say, yeah,
this is
it
not.
will be on the
This is not about partisanship. This is about truth and facts.
correct.
Joe was
Joe was
there. Hillary was there. Bill and them was there. You know what I'm saying?
there.
And
They was
so
all there just talking.
um,
The barbecue.
but it's affected us more than anything, man.
I agree with you.
You know, like the prison. I mean, we know the prison population is vastly African Americans,
Hmm.
and I don't even have the numbers in front of me. I have it in my
But
book.
we understand. I mean, we hear the stories all the time. If you want to
Right.
know, just watch the Masterful Mind of Ava DuVernay's 13th, right? Which is I believe is
Oh
still on
man, that's
Netflix.
such an amazing.
Man, I am if
I
Ava
always
DuVernay
like.
ever look if Ava DuVernay ever watches this show, and I hope she's watching it. I
I
am in
hope
love with your mind, Ava DuVernay,
that
madam. I am in love with your mind.
amazing. Amazing. That
It was-
documentary was
We ain't even gonna talk about the other one that she did that had me in tears and frustration.
oh, which one?
When they see us.
When I see us. Yep.
The exonerate man, that's the only thing that had me in tears and frustration, man. That
What
was it.
bro, we could talk about that for like the next like that movie.
That alone was.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, so yeah. Oh,
Ava DuVernay, I would love to get you on the show
yes.
if you see
If
this.
you
Like,
ever see this, if there's a slight chance,
if you
listen,
see this,
if you on here and that's your cousin, third cousin, you ran across her at a family reunion.
right?
Listen, you got her card. She represented you in court. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
This is the time of giving. Give.
Please give. Please just tag her.
Right. Tag Ava DuVernay. Just hashtag
Please,
Ava DuVernay.
please, 'cause we would love to have her on the show.
Love
Just
what?
talking about. But yeah, man, I think this does include though an expungent where they're going to go back and look at a lot of these people who got locked up for marijuana possession charges. And again, this is
Exactly.
one of those situations where the United States is kind of like, oh dang, like our bad, like we sorry, like you know what, it wasn't that serious. Like we
I
okay,
don't even
we tripping.
I don't even know if they on the we sorry. I just think they on the yo, we can make money out of this. We can make money out of this.
Yes,
We can't make money off the opioids, the crack, the cocaine. I mean, we
but marijuana
could, but
is
right,
legal.
marijuana,
Like it's legal. It's not
right?
legal, but like you could grow it in your backyard. It's just the plant, and you know,
We
so many people are doing it, and
we could say it's for recreational and
right,
medicinal uses.
like there's more moral justification. Because I think that's the biggest thing. It's like morally. Well, I don't. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it's a moral justification because again, like there's a Surgeon General's warning on cigarettes that says if you smoke this, you will either get cancer and you will die. I
Man,
mean,
there's warnings on everything, and we just
right?
like
And
okay.
we still consume it,
Do
but
not take 8 pills in a day. Okay.
we ask that you only take two. You know, but
Right. Even though the math adds out to taking 8.
right.
But
But I think too, just kind of in us just talking through it. I think
Mhm.
because healthcare is one of the biggest industries in the United States, and weed and its medicinal purposes has, benefit in the medical world. It goes back to, I believe, of them finding a way to profit from it, and not
R-
just in short term, but in a long term sense.
I agree.
So now, if we can make it legal, now not only are we selling it on the street, but pharmaceutically, like this presents a whole nother opportunity. This opens a whole nother can of worms, because now, you know, we can patent whatever type of weed legally and say, hey, we have this weed that cures Alzheimer's or helps with symptoms of, blah, 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 blah. So I think as Chef said, man, it's really about the money, man. It's really about how can we make money and benefit from this.
And yes, that's yes. In a short term, yes. In a short phrase, yes. That's
Oh
all.
yeah,
It's
I mean, it's just
it's really
let's see how we can make money. I mean, and again, we're a capitalistic society, so as capitalists,
right.
it
We
finally came around. Just don't get fired for smoking weed and you live in Texas or wherever you live, and
right.
they
Just
still don't allow it. So check this out. Um, the last thing kind of want to talk about just real quick is the COVID mandates. So I don't know how it is in
yes.
Florida, but down here in Texas, Governor Abbott has mandated now we are back to 50% capacity because of the growing numbers. And so now, I've seen a lot of videos of Karens and
hmm
Kens and Rickies and Steves just out here, man. I don't have to wear my mask. It's you know, it impedes on my First Amendment rights and blah 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 blah. And it's only a strong suggestion and blah 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 blah. And it's like it's unconstitutional and so on and so forth, blah 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 blah. But it's like, is it really unconstitutional?
It's it is. They just don't want to be told what to do. So they're saying that all of our laws are unconstitutional.
Yes.
That's the way that I take that, right? I'm
Right.
going for that full extreme of if they tell you if we have laws,
Mhm.
you're telling me that my laws are just unconstitutional. But if you tell me, oh, but our
Mhm.
laws keep order, then you're being hypocritical because
Right.
what they're doing is they're doing something that is trying to help you,
Right.
right? To
Right.
better. No, I lie. They're trying to help. They're
Right.
trying to
Right.
help the other
Right.
people,
The other
but
right.
we're so individualistic as a
And
society
we've talked
that
about
we're like, right? That we're like, wait, I don't care about this. Like I've said many times before, I
that.
don't care about that female dog, Mitch McConnell. So therefore,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Ruff, ruff, ruff,
So
ruff.
right, exactly. So therefore, right, I'm not going not wear a mask if I'm around that little punk, but
Right.
nonetheless, right, it is we just don't care about the next man. So they're
Right.
like, oh, you go on a plane. They tell you if you go on a plane, they have made announcements saying, hey, you don't wear it if you don't want to. You just ain't gonna fly with us.
Right. You can do what you
Right,
want to do, but based on our
right.
standards, yes.
Right.
Yes.
You going and then people like, I'm
Okay.
not gonna fly this airline. Okay, cool.
And there ain't
Bye.
no other airline
Deuces.
flying, so you
All
gonna have to
right.
drive.
Man, I was just lying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad.
No, my
So
bad.
so here's the facts though. So of course, be the people. We still want to give information.
Yep.
So the 10th Amendment, based on the 10th Amendment, it says
Mm,
power isn't given to the federal government in the Constitution. And it falls on the states, including response to a public health crisis, right? So as far as the states actually having power to implement a mask mandate, um, if it had to go to court,
mhm,
it would be upheld. And I was doing some research, of course. There was a case, I believe, in Florida, and there was a circuit judge that basically, and this is the quote that he said, in every well-ordered society charged with the duty of conserving the safety of its members, the rights of the individual in respect of his liberty may at times, under the pressure of great dangers, be subjected to such restraint to be enforced by reasonable regulations as the safety of the general public may demand. And that's the court judge John Catron Snakes, based in this was back in 1905.
mhm,
And so I was reading it, I was kind of like, that makes perfect sense. It
mhm,
makes sense that there should be a mandate in desperate times, because this is not an everyday thing. This is not something that's been happening for the last 10 years. This is only something that has plagued us, pun intended,
mhm.
for about the last coming almost the last year now.
Yeah,
Um,
coming up.
and it hasn't changed. And we look at a lot of the other countries that are doing it, like life's normal. Like life, like they're
But they not letting us in, man. We're
right.
like the big bad wolf take 3 little pigs,
Oh,
man.
right. Like, nah, and they got
So
smart. Like they built a
right.
concrete
And they
barrier.
got the brick
Like,
house, and we're
yes,
like, what are we
yes,
doing?
Yeah,
So,
man.
that's why I can't. So I like what Biden is doing, right? With the 100-day mask mandate,
Yes.
right? That I mean, 100 days, y'all can put it on. That's for those who are in the financial business. That's 1 quarter. So
Yep.
by April, take them
Yep.
off,
Take
keep
them
it
off.
pushing,
Do what you
right?
want to do.
Take
So
them
should,
off.
so should people go to jail for not wearing masks?
Absolutely, because I feel absolutely because what you're doing is you're endangering the next man, and you're endangering kids, and you're endangering the elderly. And before they start saying, "Well, the kids don't know," yeah, we don't know nothing about what these kids' immune systems are. People with asthma, people with respiratory problems. Like everybody claims to have some sort of problem, right, respiratory wise.
Right.
Okay, to put on the mask, right? I can't breathe. Okay, cool. They do not pay us, right? But
Right.
they do. I take it. Under Armour masks, right?
Yes.
I tried one on. I
Yeah.
have one. Perfect, right?
Really. Yeah.
You got to breathe, right? So nonetheless, yes, to answer your question directly, and as far as the Florida mandates, my man
He tripping out
Ronnie
there,
boy,
bro.
that boy is like
Listen,
he he is the the Great Valley version of like New Kids on the Block, man. Like, come
yeah, bro.
on, bro.
Yeah,
Like
your man tripping down there in Florida, bro.
this man is just like I'm just like, gosh. But nonetheless, yes. The my question to the vaccine, right? It's like,
Yeah, about that.
yeah, yeah, about that one.
Here's my issue.
About that.
Here's my issue real quick with the vaccine because I know we got to bounce. My
Yeah.
issue with the vaccine is this: as African Americans, we look at things from a historical perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and so if anyone has a good grasp or perspective on history, um, I know about the syphilis experiment. You know what I'm saying? And I know this
Mm-hmm.
is just not just black people, but like I know what y'all were doing when y'all were trying to figure out a cure to certain like I know what that's like. And so for me, I would rather y'all administer it to people who are willing to take the shot and willing to be the guinea pigs because I know these things go through tests. I know these things there are stringent standards when it comes to the industry. However, man, y'all killed Martin Luther King, man. I don't trust y'all.
Mm.
I don't trust y'all, man. y'all kill people that's trying to help us, man. Y'all kill JFK. Like I can't trust y'all. And y'all trying to give me this shot that nah, I'm good. I call y'all back. I
But
call
down
y'all back.
call you back. No
Yeah, I
email
call
ring.
you back in about 2 or 3 years. Like I'm good. I don't
Yeah.
trust y'all. And it could be good. Like don't get me wrong. Like it could be good,
Mm-hmm.
but nah,
Yeah.
man. Nah, man. Nah,
I
bro. I'm good.
I hear you. But I hear you. I'm say on the same thing with the vaccine because there's doctors I know that my last thing on the vaccine. There's doctors that they're just gonna wait. Even
Right.
doctors are waiting. So I'm like, I'm with you. We doing final thoughts or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
okay?
gotta get up out of here, man.
So my final thought is the most I believe. No, no, I believe. I'm gonna say it as fact. The most powerful thing in this world is a woman, right?
Yeah, man.
So Forbes
Yes,
released
sir.
the world's 100 most powerful women, and there are some powerful women here, right? So let me start off with 100. Number 100,
Mhm.
Stacey Abrams.
Wow.
Number 76
Mhm.
is Miss. I lied to you. I just saw it. Sorry, I had to list up. Sorry, just some number 79 is Miss
Mhm.
Ava DuVernay. Number 72, Beyonce Knowles. Number 69, Rihanna. All the way up to number 3, the last American we have, and that is Vice President elect Kamala Harris.
Wow.
Right, the
Wow.
number third most powerful woman behind France and Germany's chancellors and presidents. Right,
President. Right, 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 right.
right. So that just looking at this list alone just shows me how powerful. That's not even the list. Before the list, right? My
Right.
mother, right? My mother, my aunts, the love of my
Right.
life,
All the
Dr.
black
Joshua
women
Butler,
in the
all
world.
the
Yeah.
black women in the world.
Yeah.
Heck, to even quote Ryan Davis, a comedian, he said, "I love black women so much that I helped create one."
Yes.
And yes, and Oprah is on the list. Oprah's in the
Of
top
course
20.
she's on the list. Of
Right, of
course
course.
she's
We
on.
just skipped over Oprah.
Yeah.
I
I mean
don't
that's
well, it was
understandable.
right. It was just like the easiest answer, right?
Right.
But nonetheless, right, it is. I helped create a black woman who I know is going to be powerful. This young lady, 3 years old, she decorated the Christmas tree.
Oh,
Man,
that's beautiful.
I saw how she directed. She told me where to put stuff, man. At
Hey,
the
you
age of
do
3,
this.
this is that. Whoo,
Watch out, bro.
right. Woo, boy, she gonna be on that list, boy. I'll tell
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir. That's beautiful, man. Well, hey, it's time to go, man. The time goes by so fast.
It
Like we get to
does.
talking, and man, it's so dope. But for all those who were with us tonight, thank you for joining us. If you have not subscribed to TFG Political Media, if you haven't subscribed to TFG, period, the network, there's so many options, things that we offer. Please go like and subscribe if you have not done it already. If you're still driving, be safe and just know, be the people. It is a call to action. So until next time, we love y'all. Peace. We'll
Peace.
holla.